What's up? What's up? What's up? Thanks for rolling up and showing up, everybody. If you're in the room, just hit us up in the comments so we can see you. Welcome to the Cannabis Closet Podcast. You are about to get highly educated with the Cannabis Closet Podcast with Canna Queen. That's me, and MJ. That's her. This is an adult content show with no limitations on subject, language, or actions. So we are going to say just about anything that we want to say. Opinions, views, and expressions may or may not be that of the hosts, their guests, their subsidiaries. Please note that we are not medical physicians or attorneys, so any information that we share is solely based on our personal research and knowledge and experience in the industry. Thanks for rolling up and showing up, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We are here. I'm gonna move this thing off of our face. Woo-hoo. What's up? It's a summer show. Happy 420, everybody.
420. What's up next?
What's up next? We see you in the comment section. If you're in the room, hit us in the comment section. Say hello. This is a summer show. As you can see, we are outside in the summertime, enjoying the nice. It's kind of a nice breeze. It's been sunny all day with a slight overcast, so it's been a really nice day.
A little bit of clouds, but it's not raining. So no more of that.
No more of that. Hopefully for a little while. Hopefully we get a little reprieve. Where are we starting today? This show says show topic, whatever we want it to be. Guests, your mom.
If you'd like your mom to be on the show,
Give us a call. We'll let her. We'll bring her on.
We love moms.
We'd love to talk to her. I saw a game show that kind of stole my idea a little bit, but not totally. It's just a game show. What's it called? It's called
Generation Gap.
And it's like a game show where they have like an older generation and younger generation, and they, play this funny little game. And they answer questions about things from each generation. So like figure out if they know it or not. And my idea was to have a podcast where we talk to people from different generations, because I don't understand Gen Zs at all, but I also think that they're going to make a huge impact on the world. So I would really, it would be really interesting to like talk to them.
I think it's just like any generation, 50-50. You're going to have those that are like, nah, that are going to do good things. And then there's going to be those that hinder.
I would wager a guess that more than 50% of Gen X didn't give a fuck about anything. We were like the don't give a fuck generation. We were like on our own from the age of 3. Like nobody gave a shit that we were. They like, we've talked about this where they had like on the 10 o'clock news, they would have an announcement and they would be like, do you know where your children are? Because they didn't know where we were. If the street lights were on and we weren't home, that was problematic.
That was a problem.
I mean, not to be morbid or anything, but you kind of would hope that you were dead or dying in a ditch if you didn't make it home by the street light, because you might be afterwards.
You would get read the act.
I got in so much trouble one time for not being home. We were in Germany, actually. We lived in Germany at the time. And I got in so much trouble one time for not being home before the streetlights came on. I think I've told this story before, but there was like we were in the military in Germany. So shit was happening. There was a reason for our presence there, and there was this like empty field where they were like doing construction and shit. And us kids, we love to play in that field. So we went there. There were like mounds of dirt and we were riding our bikes across them and shit. I was a total tomboy, so I was in it, like we were just in the dirt. And we got home after the street lights came on that night because we just, we lost track of time, as you do. We didn't some of us wore watches, but not really. Bye. You guys, this was before you could be contacted when you left your house.
This was before like cable was
no
a
pagers, like
thing,
none of that. So
I didn't pay my cable till I moved out.
We had cable, but we got in so much trouble. We got back to the apartments where we lived, and the police were there. They had called the cops. It turns out that the field that we were known to play in, that open space where they were doing construction and everything, That day, they had found an unalive person in the trunk of a car. Yeah, and some also hidden like mines in that space. And so I don't know if they were active or not, but they found that's what was in that space. And we got in so much trouble. I got grounded for almost the whole rest of the summer for that one. I was in so much trouble. Once she was happy I was alive, I got my ass beat so hard. So hard. Corporal punishment, real life. It was real life. Y'all don't believe that people used to spank their kids. Some people still do, and it's frowned upon. But we used to get our ass beat. Like I had belt welts on my ass.
Sorry, I know you're gonna fingernail. Did I just scratch?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
No.
Shit. Yeah, my dad used the belt. He, and that was curbed at a certain time in life where I think, it was more a threat.
Yeah.
It was more the threat.
Because now they've taught us that they will do it.
Yeah.
And so then they would just threaten us with it.
My dad straight up whacked Marla one across her butt when she was 23.
Oof.
Because she back talked him.
My grandmother, my uncle came home and he was in the army. So he had just come home from, I think, basic or something. He's grown now, so he's grown. And he told my grandmother she couldn't spank him anymore because he's grown. He's a grown man. And he was like 6'4".
Ooh.
He was a big dude. My grandmother was 5'3". I'm about 5'4". So she was just a little bit shorter than me. She pulled a chair out, stood on top of it, and slapped him so hard it knocked him to the ground. And he never back talked her again. Never, ever again. Oh, that story is a classic in my family.
Marla and I were fighting. Like, I had just moved home, or she was, like, for some reason, we were both in the house in our 20s.
Yeah.
And early 20s too, or I might not even been 21 yet. And we were fighting. And I think mom came in and said something, and Marla back talked her and sassed her. And my dad came out of nowhere and snatched her up and was like, "You don't talk to your mom like that." And I mean, it was, we forgot that this was,
Listen,
he found peace out of her. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. It didn't matter if your parents were in love with each other or not. You could not talk shit to your mother. You couldn't do it. Somebody will beat the shit out of you. Somebody in your family, your dad, even though he don't even like her, he will beat the fuck out of you for disrespecting your mom. You're not allowed to he could disrespect her all day long, but you was not allowed to disrespect your mother, like ever.
I think that's what it's going to.
And if they had a good relationship, forget it. You might die that day. You could die. If they're in love, you could die. You don't even matter. And Gen X, y'all didn't even matter. They were like, I guess. Your parents made a choice, but some of us were just brought into this world. Like, I guess we got a kid now. So yeah, so funny. Don't backtalk your parents. I still get on my nieces and nephews. They're adults. I still get on them. If I'm in the house and they say something disrespectful to my sister, I'll be like, "Excuse me. You can apologize to your mother right now. Like right now. Don't talk to your mother that way. I will be mad. Don't listen. You don't have to be related to me for me to snatch you up. I won't hurt you because non-violence and all that, but I will snatch you up and I will have something to say to you, and I will make you think that I could hurt you if you back talking your parents at any point in time. Especially, don't do it to your mama. I can't do it. Okay, so we do have a what is Canna Queen mad about today. We actually have what is MJ mad about today, but it's our main subject, so we're gonna save it for a little bit later. And it's actually, hers is more relevant to the show than mine is. Mine is just a random day-to-day thing, but it was bullshit.
It's not a random day-to-day. It was well, let's just it's a reason to be mad. I mean, it's not, yeah.
So just to recap, on Monday of last week, we had an event that we went to. It was great. It was less attended than we had hoped, but it was for the attendance. we had a really great success for the people who were there. Everybody had a Queen Kitty in their hand. People were really interested in our product, and everybody who tries it leaves with an amazing taste in their mouth. Best thing you put in your mouth all day. That's the new one. Okay, so they're gonna keep coming, and so are we. So so anyway, so we did that on Monday, and then on Friday, we had a bunch of shit to do in between, and then on Friday we went down to Durango, and we were invited to an event at Buckley Park, and I knew you would love that next. And so we were invited to an event at Buckley Park. So our good friends opened their bagel shop. So it used to be like a remote thing where you could pre-order the bagels and they would bring them, they would deliver them and whatever, or you could pick them up at a certain location. But now they have a storefront.
That's awesome.
And they're working with another company called Durango Sustainable Goods. So that place also has like all kinds of cool art from local artists, like jewelry and all kinds of cool shit in there. You definitely want to go visit if you're in Durango. They also have Queen Kitty now. Yay! So they have all 4 flavors of Queen Kitty at Omni Bagel Durango Sustainable Goods, and we're super excited to be working with them. But they invited us to their block party that they had. So they had a block party. They had bands. They had comedians. It was great. It was really great.
Shout out to all the bands.
Yeah, shout out to all the bands, to the comedians that came on. I'm sorry that I don't remember all of your names, but you guys were all great. It was super entertaining. It started at, I think, 2. I think it started at 2 and it ended at it said it ended at 8, but we did not leave at 8. It was still going past 8 o'clock.
I think people were still hanging out, but the music and everything wrapped up.
They were starting to wrap up, but it was still going. Yeah. So we were in the beer garden. Mm-hmm. And there was one beer tent. Yeah, we're good on that. There's one beer tent next to us, 15 minutes in. That's it. That's our joint. We're done. There's one beer tent, and then there was us. So we were the only non-alcoholic option, and they were the only alcohol option. It was kind of great. Of course, they got a lot of business because people just want beer, but we did too. So we actually got some really good business that day, had a lot of people come visit us, introduce themselves to Queen Kitty, got a little sampler, and a lot of people bought like a can or a 4-pack. It was a great event. We would definitely attend next year. And 5% of the proceeds from every vendor is going to the Four Corners Alliance, right? Is that right? Four Corners Alliance. They are an organization that promotes, brings attention to, brings awareness to LGBTQIA citizens' rights, etc. So it's for a good cause too. It's great that they're giving back to the community in that way. And I'm super proud of them for opening up a storefront, and I really wish them the best of luck. And thank you for carrying Queen Kitty in your stores, in your store. So that happened on Friday, and then on Saturday we did a pop-up at one of our spots, a natural grocery store. I'm just gonna leave it at that. We're not gonna name the name. You know it if you know it. So if you know where we're being carried, you know the spot. So we're out there, we get all set up. We're doing like a 10 to 12 situation. And we're offering samples to everybody that comes in. We're not selling anything that day except for merchandise, because they have it in the store. So we want them to go inside and buy it at the store. So we're out there, we're doing our thing, and a couple things happen. One, I didn't notice that the other thing was actually happening first, I think. But I didn't notice that the other thing was happening first until this thing happened, and I kind of like put it all together later. So the first thing that happened in my mind was that these employees had no idea that we were coming. We did tell the manager last minute, but she did let everybody know that we were coming. And so 2 employees came, and we talked to a manager before we set up. We were like, hey, we're here for the pop-up. She was like, great, set up right out there, So instead of talking to that manager, this employee comes out and with another, like a stock person employee, right? And we offer them a sample before quickly realizing that they're not there to get a sample or be nice. They're wondering what we're doing there. And they don't ask that question, because what I say when I'm offering samples is, give us a try before you buy. We're on aisle 6. And he goes, well, we'll see about that. That's like his exact word. We'll see about that. And I was like,
Go check
okay.
on that. I didn't. I was talking to someone else, so I didn't even see that take place.
So I was like, okay. And then they kind of went back in, and it was a light storm. Okay, it wasn't like they stormed out hard. It was a light storming out, kind of like, what's happening here? Yeah. So anyways, I think prior to that happening, a person walked in with their arms kind of full, and I was like, hey, when you don't have your hands full anymore, come give us a try, whatever. And then that person ended up coming out, and it was like,
and he stopped and he chatted and he said hi, and he was like, that's great. And
right. And then one of the rudest interactions I think I've ever had happened with this person.
He comes back up a few minutes later,
and he's like, hey, I'm with the big CBD company. We deliver pallets here. You should try our drink. We are okay, you guys. There's a time and place for that, for to like exchange competitive tastings or whatever. That was not it. This was like our table promotional event. We were the only ones there. We weren't at an event.
No,
we were just at.
We were invited by the manager to do a pop-up to promote
us, right? And so this guy comes up, and he's like, at our table, I'm the big I have no idea what his name is. I'm the big CBD company. He didn't tell us his name. I'm the big CBD company. We deliver pallets. We have samples on our table, you guys. You should try our drink. So then she says,
you should try ours.
You should try ours. Oh, yeah. And then he's like, this is good.
Which we already had offered him. And he didn't announce himself then,
right,
when he had all of his stuff.
But he went and told management that we were there. And I thought we were doing a pop-up today. He wasn't. They just show up. Because I was like, I guess he thought he had a pop. They just show up whenever they choose.
Because we reached out to the manager.
Yeah, we were courteous. It's a courtesy call. Like, hey, we want to come promote this product so you can sell more, so we can sell more, so you can sell more. Right? This walking veneer literally did not introduce himself. I mean, like, where do they sell the audacity? I said in the show notes, it says, I don't know if I'm more mad about the audacity or the veneers. Because his teeth were,
and he was
obnoxious,
coming at us like, with looking at the whole situation, how he was acting was totally to try and intimidate us.
Yes.
Again, he didn't look at our labels. Instead, he decided to preach at us about what his product was.
Told us all about it. He didn't want to know anything about our product. He just wanted to know if it was a distillate or an isolate, right? That's the only thing he wanted to know. And he brought us to our pop-up. He brought his product, borrowed our cups to pour us a taste of probably it wasn't the most disgusting one I've ever had, but it wasn't a good one. It wasn't good. So
listen, if you like wheatgrass, then you'll probably like that product.
Maybe. They take the plant down live. We know this because we learned all about it.
It's a beautiful idea, but this is not the way to do it.
And then they juice it, they squeeze it, and they juice it, and then they put like turmeric and other shit in it.
Probably about 15,
spirulina,
probably 15 other natural,
maybe
health things in there. And it tastes like you're drinking a plant, and it's 16 ounces, y'all.
It's not a shot.
It's 16 ounces. That's the big cans. That's the big cans.
I have a marketing idea for y'all. If y'all ever see this, which you won't because you
didn't read our can.
You have no idea about us.
We have scan our QR.
But if you ever watch this, I hope you do. Put it in the shot, brother. It'd be great in the shot. I love full plant. As a matter of fact, if you learn anything about us, you will, if you ever watch anything that we do, we love full plant. We love the idea of full plant, but we also love the idea of something that's drinkable. You want to put that in a shot? I bet it would be real popular. But,
shot and then drink our drink.
And then they could wash it down with a little bit more CBD. That's right, because our water tastes like water, because that's what water is supposed to taste like, right? And he was like, we got different products, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we got different products. We do.
Way different.
And you should not be at my pop-up right now trying to sell your product. It's rude. That's fucking rude. And the audacity, I want to know where you buy it. I want to know where you get it. Is it on sale? It must be very inexpensive because y'all got a whole fucking lot of it.
The rest of the time, like as we're tasting this product, we said nothing. We gave him no feedback. We sipped it, like seriously, the tiniest sip, and did the. And
did it leave an aftertaste in your mouth? Yes, it did. So he's doing a pop-up after our pop-up, and he's going to leave a bad taste in shoppers' mouths. They're going to need to buy something else, and hopefully they've heard of Queen Kitty and they've heard that they could buy that. So that's what I was just like, I mean, I've never, it was just so rude. It was just so fucking rude. I was just like, I can't, I just, how do you just, I want to be like that sometimes. A little bit I'm envious, I'm not going to lie, because sometimes I just want to be that oblivious to how fucking audacious.
Here's the thing. There's a difference between honesty and audaciousness. Okay. Honesty is asked for, you know, like, I would like your opinion. I would love to, oh, wow, that's great. I'm so glad to talk to y'all. You're here. I noticed y'all on the shelves. I'm here too. We do pop-ups a lot. Didn't know y'all were going to be here.
Right. Like, my name is.
What's your name? And I represent so-and-so product. That was nothing. He didn't know that we were the owners of the product. He probably thought that we were just two sexy with pop-up girls, because we're that too, because we're doing everything for Queen Kitty. So
yeah, we do all of it.
Pick up a can, pick up a case, go visit our vendors, and bye, please. And you can also get it at queenkittyseltzer.com. Along with other merch, if you want a t-shirt, a tank, a crop, we do have them. Just email us, message us. It is not on the website yet because I haven't gotten to it.
We have $15 t-shirts.
Should I go grab one?
Yeah, just go grab it. We have $15 t-shirts. If you guys want one of these t-shirts, all you got to do is send us Venmo, let's say $17.85, and that'll cover shipping, and we'll ship you out a t-shirt. It's they're just black t-shirts with the Queen Kitty logo on it. We also have sticker packs for $5, which includes 3 of our 4 How much are the sticker packs? $10? They're not $5. They're $10. Yeah. So just shoot us a Venmo. We'll say, like I said, $17.85 for the basic t-shirt, and then we have tanks and crop tops too. And those are $20. So let me show you these designs. And if you guys want to just, our Venmo is at Queen Kitty Seltzer. So this is the design for the crop top and the tank. They're super fucking cute, soft material.
Sizing small to extra large. This racer back, super comfortable.
These are $20. So they're just plain on the back.
It's not see-through. It only is because the lights.
The light. Yeah. It's fine.
It's a great soft material. You've washed and dried yours.
Yes, several times, and it's held up.
I am a washer, hanger, hang dryer.
I just put mine in the dryer because I wanted to make sure that it was going to hold up in the dryer, because I know not everybody hangs up their garment. I know that. And sometimes I get lazy and don't hang my shit up. So like, I was like, will this work in the dryer? And then these are $15, and we have these from small to extra large. We only have a few extra larges, but everything else I think we have a decent amount of. And these are $15, so say $17.85. Add like $2.85 to whatever I'm telling you, and we'll count that as shipping. Whatever it is, we'll cover the rest of it. So these are $20 plus shipping, so let's say $22.85. And then these are $15 plus shipping, so $17.85. I know. Listen, we had a really hard time finding a vendor that we wanted to go with, and then I can't even tell
We
you.
asked for larger sizing, and we were limited. We actually,
It was a whole nightmare. I will say that some of our products on our Queen Kitty site on www.queenkitty.com do have some of the larger sizes.
Yeah,
but yes, it wasn't.
Those are direct to direct print,
So we have a little bit more leeway.
Yeah.
But yeah, she just did. This is what she had, and I would love to recommend a small business, but we just can't right now. She did quality work, I'll say that, but her deadlines were off, her communication was off, and I would, as much as I would love to, we did pull the order for the t-shirts. We pulled it, we canceled it. We were like, give us a refund because they weren't done in time. She couldn't get them to us in time. And then we saw that we had a couple of mishaps on the other ones. And so instead of offering us a refund, she offered to just replace them. And so we accepted and said, okay, but also like, let's just keep the t-shirt order, mostly because we don't want a small business to lose money like that, like to take money out of their coffer. We just don't want to do that. And so we were like, just keep the t-shirt order. Let's just go with it, Then we got the t-shirts, but not the replacements. So we still have to go meet her at some point in time to get the replacements for the other ones. Overall, the quality of work, great. I would recommend the quality of work, but if you have a deadline, I couldn't recommend this person. So, and if you have a thing about communication, like a necessity for it, I couldn't recommend this person. And we have an absolute necessity for communication.
Like, and they were communicative up until
the print
we
time.
Needed them.
Yeah,
to be.
like,
and that we even commented when we chose them that we were like, oh, we love that your communication is great.
Yes.
And she said thank you, and we did everything, and
yeah, it was awful and stressful. And you're right. I do remember that, like, prior to the printing starting, all the communication was boom, 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 boom. And then once the one set of proofs, we didn't even get the second set of proofs. We had to ask for them. We had to ask if our order was going to be ready on time. We had to, we had to reach out and be like, what's going on with our order? So it was not a fun experience.
So small business owners, when you and that it was another learning lesson for us as far as, I don't know, agreements and contracts. Like how does
I know you usually don't get those
pay half up front and half on delivery. Like,
yeah, maybe something like that. Something like that has to be, I don't know, or we have to work with bigger companies, which really breaks my heart because I don't want to work with bigger companies. I want to work with small businesses. I want to work with women-owned businesses. I want to work with BIPOC businesses. That's where I want to put my money because large corporations just feed white men. Like, literally.
I did make some good contacts as far as, like, maybe as we get further out, we just have to find the affordable shirts.
Yes.
And that's where, and again, she had great pricing. That wasn't
she had great pricing. The product was very satisfactory. It was just that element means so fucking much. That element means that we don't have t-shirts for an event. That element means that we don't have, that we're missing a deadline too. Like, we're a small business too. So that element is so fucking important that I can't recommend them. So we're not even mentioning their name. I'm not going to not recommend them, but I'm not going to recommend them. So anyways, let's see, get your t-shirts. If you want a t-shirt, just hit us up. And again, our Venmo is at Queen Kitty Seltzer. It says my full government name. It says my full government name, which is Farah Halisa Vorhauer. It says my full government name. It's 2 names. It's 2 words. Farah Halisa and Vorha. If you see that long ass unpronounceable name, you got the right account. That's it, at Queen Kitty Seltzer. Fucking crackhead. I'm my mother, dude. But everybody's like, it's so beautiful. Yeah, I know.
It is. It's a great unique name.
It's great.
Wonderful. Until you have to spell it.
until you have to spell it. I actually had this this article from High Times in here about chauvinism in cannabis, but I'm gonna actually save that for another show because we do have quite a hefty rant in a little bit to go off on, and I feel like this also would deserve some attention, and it's a really long article too. So I'm gonna save that for the next show. But I wanted to do, oh, I didn't erase that. Oh, I thought I did. Anyways, I wanted to do a quick normal rundown because there were some interesting headlines.
But we've got what
Yeah, yours is at the bottom. Yours is at the bottom. I promise you I have it. I have it in here. Oh, I don't know where I put it, but I do have it in here. Not the cold cure. I'll find it. It's fine. I think it's in High Times, maybe. Let me just make sure. I thought I copied and pasted it. I have it, and it's not in the. There it is. It's right there in the front page. Oh no, that's the one I want. That's not the one I was thinking. That's the one we were going to go over. Hold on. It might be in the normal. But we're going to talk about it anyway, article or no article. So it might be in here. Because there's only two places I looked. So, but anyways, let's cover the first couple things first. I just want to do a quick headline dump. I know where it's at. I want to do a headline dump on normal because I think it's important just to know kind of what's going on. And then we're going to find that article and we're going to rant about it a little bit. Well, oh, there it is. No, I know. I remember what it was about, though. It's about that one. It's that one. Maybe? No, we'll figure it out. It's about actually that Florida actually did something good, but
their wonderful leader
they finally did something good. Right. But let's do this normal rundown real quick. So real quick, Maryland adult use marijuana legalization laws take effect this week. That was a June 23rd article. Let's see. Connecticut law change permitting adults to home cultivate cannabis takes effect on Saturday. That article came out on June 28th. If you want to read it, these are all on normal, NORML. Let's see.
.org.
Yes. So there's an op-ed in there. Cannabis must be removed from the Controlled Substances Act to resolve state and federal conflicts. I think that would be a really good article to discuss. Yep. So definitely worth checking out. 280E is harming legal cannabis businesses. States are starting to legislate change about that. So that's an excess tax burden. Definitely, if you're interested in the business side of cannabis, that's going to be a good one to read. And Louisiana governor signs marijuana expungement legislation into law. That was a June 16th article. So definitely check that out. And it also has a little article about how to become an intern or an activist with normal. So if that's something you've ever been interested in doing, I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. Normal is starting to be real corporate and corporate leaning. We do need
corporate interest.
We do. Well, their interest is maintained in cannabis. There's, the way they supported the law in Missouri was kind of just like mind blowing to me because it's not good for the people. But again, we're not going to discuss that again. You guys can check out past episodes about that. But we need more voices in those spaces. So go volunteer and be a part of normal. And that way we have more regular people voices and not just corporate voices.
Every voice needs to be heard.
So that was just a quick rundown of that. There's also a High Times article about this is Canna Beginners, but this is like brand new. So there's a new terpene that was discovered, I guess, and not brand new. It says it was discovered in 2014, but like literally I was working deep in the industry in 2014 and I've never heard of this.
Monoterpene.
But it's in hash. So that's probably why, because I usually, you know, in that we didn't think about terpenes being in hash. We just knew that, you know, whatever. Anyways.
Right.
So, well, where did it go? There it is. So there's a new terpene, and it's called hashishine. It's HASHISH, like hashish, ENE, which makes it the terpene, right? It's a monoterpene, and it's found in hash. It's found, so that's a part of the name of it. It looks like it's a conversion. I'm not going to read this whole article, but it looks like it's a conversion from myrcene. So during the decarb process, under lights and under exposure to oxygen, myrcene converts to hashishine. Both molecules have the exact same atoms, but in different arrangements. So this isn't like, you know, it's been fucked with, and that's why we have this new terpene. This is a natural progression for myrcene. Myrcene over time and under lights and with the heat and the air circulation will convert into this other terpene. So they're very similar in as far as like, I don't think they have the same structure. They don't, but they have the same number of atoms. It's called photooxidation. So that's the thing that separates traditional Moroccan hash from the modern methods of like bubble hash and full melt. So you're going to find this in that old school hash, in that old school hashish. That's, you know, that's where you're going to find a lot of this. And so it just goes into like the consistency that you would most likely see depending on where you get this product, and different names that it's called, other plants that can provide it. So definitely a great article to check out. It's on High Times, and it says Canna Beginners Hashish Hashishine explained. So
is this in our show notes?
The
hashishine.
The link is in our show notes, so we will definitely share it when we share the audio show, and we can share it online as well.
To our page too.
Yeah, really it's a great article. You know, so let me find. Oh, there it is. I kept it up. That's why I knew I had it. So this next article is the last article that we're going to cover today. And the reason for that is because she's probably going to spend about 20 minutes just telling you exactly what's wrong with Colorado. But first, let me tell you what's right with Florida. So in Florida, Ron DeSantis actually did something kind of right. But it's been taking a long time for him to do it. So like he could have just done it right in the first place. But anyways, I digress. Medical marijuana licenses to Black farmers. So he just signed a bill providing medical marijuana licenses to Black farmers and allowing telehealth renewals for patients. He signed legislation that may finally allow Black farmers to get involved in the medical marijuana industry despite years of disrespect and frustration in the Black farmers community. The bill is HB 387, was originally crafted to allow physicians to use telehealth methods to renew medical marijuana certifications for qualified patients. If you don't understand, this is how a lot of bills work. There will be a bill and it will be specifically for this thing, and then they will tack something else onto it. This time it happens to be something good, but sometimes it's something bad. So really you got to pay attention to what the fuck they're doing, because they're little conniving little shits. In the last week of the legislative session, the measure was amended and language was added from Senators Darrell Rouson, a Republican, Tracy Davis, a Democrat, to address the lingering issues surrounding the issuance of medical marijuana treatment center licenses to Black farmers who had been litigants in the federal Pitchford versus Glickman class action lawsuit, according to a press release from the two senators. Hey, shut up. The new state law, which stemmed from constitutional measure on medical marijuana in 2016, addresses the issue by granting licenses to Black farmer applicants who either received a notice from the State Department of Health of its intent to deny or approve the application, and the application has no deficiencies. Received in final determination from the Department of Health in an administrative challenge that the applicant met all requirements for licensure, even if the applicant died during the challenge process or had deficiencies in the application, but cured such deficiencies according to the language. So that's part of the bill. And then the other part of the bill is allowing telehealth medicine for patients. So allowing patients to be able, I know, to be able to access a doctor through telehealth care to get their medical marijuana card so that they can purchase medical marijuana legally in the state. That's great, Florida. Colorado took that away right probably in 2022.
Yeah, so they allowed it for emergency measures during COVID, and then did not.
I put COVID in quotations like it was like not a real thing. That was not what I meant. But that's why they did it. Is what I meant.
Well, that's why they for the emergency.
Yes.
And then for whatever reason, could not extend that when just asked for extension. So. Why?
So we don't have telehealth in Colorado. Mind you, we're one of the first states to have medical marijuana. Like we're on the books.
You can do telehealth for everything. But not cannabis recommendations. You must see your physician in person once a year.
And it was okay to do for like 2 years. Like 2 years, we could go.
It's like a year and a half.
We could go. So you could get up to 1 or 2 renewals through telehealth. Here's the thing. First of all, they're destroying. There's hardly any medical stores. So that was the other part of the rant. Is that like because of inability to maintain because of business, two stores had to shut down that were medical stores. Sorry, I thought it was just 2 that were medical facilities, so dispensaries, I should say, and they're in places where there's nothing else medical.
But adult use, only adult.
There's
use
only adult use, and so like as medical patients, we have to either travel out of our way to get to a medical dispensary, or we have to pay the taxes, and
get limited on product.
And be limited on the product that we can pick up. Exactly. Because as a medical patient, you can have more, you can carry more, and you can purchase more at the same time. So not only have they made it easy and then more difficult to see a physician, especially for those patients who are homebound, who have a hard time getting places, who are
patients
far away, right? For those patients, they still have to drive in or find a way to get in, or just, be without, because they can't access the doctor through telehealth. So that's number one. How is Florida doing better than Colorado in this particular?
Somehow it benefits the doctors, obviously, and whatever the relationships are allowed between the doctors and the facilities, because that was the other thing. Is like you can't you can't be associated with a clinic, cannot be associated specifically with a dispensary.
We couldn't. We had to recommend all clinics. We couldn't just say, hey, this is the best. We couldn't even
say these are all the clinics.
These are all your options.
Even though one is here and 5 of them are somewhere else, we have to give you all the options, and you have to figure it out yourself. And people want to know, who do you prefer? And it's just like, we can't, we're not allowed to. And
I'm gonna tell you the truth about it.
It affected one of our practitioners because someone lied and lodged a complaint. And that's why his license got suspended.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We would say these are your options, and these are why this is why we like we would have a reason. And we actually did like your clinic the best because I knew that the doctor sat with the patient and talked to them about other alternatives, not just cannabis as your alternative, but these things can also help. If you do these movements, if you maybe consider this, like these are things that can help, you know? And so actually talk to the patient about what they were using their medical cannabis for, and didn't just recommend the cannabis and say, have a nice day, you know? So that was one of the reasons we always recommended your clinic when it came into town. The problem was it wasn't always in town, right? And so, yeah, that's where we have the imbalance, I guess, is that you know, we had to tell them about every clinic that was available in a certain radius. I hate that, like, even right now, I have an expired medical card and I have not seen a physician because I don't have one. I mean, you said you might know somebody out here, but I don't really have one in this area. I know the one down in Durango, but then I have to like go back down to Durango, and then I have to like
coordinate the schedule.
Yeah, and then I'm not going to get my medical card in time to go shopping, so I have to pay the taxes on adult use, and I have to, in order to get my purchase limit, I have to shop several days in a row, and it really kind of sucks because it's an inconvenience, and so. And then the taxes on that are just crazy. Like
you get half the amount of medicine
for
100% more packaging, 200 times more packaging, and
yeah.
So
it's just,
I know some of the processing companies do really well because they're able to make some of the smaller doses. But seriously, some people are 100 milligrams their first dose.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't make sense.
So yeah, that's the limit on the adult use side is 100 milligrams for concentrates or for like edibles and stuff. And sometimes that's one dose for somebody.
And so it's just there's just a lack of representation for patients anymore. I was like, what can we do? It's lobbying. It's lobby. But who's lobbying for the patients nowadays? When again, normal might be working more for the big MSOs or shaping regulations towards those that can donate.
I think somebody told me one time that Normal is just concerned with the legalization of cannabis.
They don't care about the laws or what it is. They just want it to be legal. So it doesn't matter how it affects the community or the people or whatever. They just want legal cannabis. And that's great. That's great because we do, but we also want it to be fair. We wanted this to be for, again, for the community, not
it was
industry,
for the people who were hurting and dying.
The industry is killing our patients.
Yeah. This is why the industry was built, was for the people who needed it.
It started for patients, and now patients aren't able to get access to medicine, or they're being led astray, or they're being given products, because people are like, CBD at your grocery store is not going to be the same as CBD from a trusted source. Not to say grocery store CBD. I don't know.
I mean, we have a reliable product in the grocery store, but that can't be said of everybody. And I'm gonna say too that here's the thing, you guys. Listen to me. If you're a caregiver, please stop overcharging your patients. Please stop, because they have nowhere else to go. And these corporate cannabis companies are gouging them. They're gouging them. The state is gouging them. They cannot afford to keep doing that. They can't afford it. And insurance doesn't cover a patient. And if you're growing for patients, if you're growing for that reason, just don't go out there to also like I mean, I know you got to make money. I know you got to make your money back. I know that. Listen, I get it.
It's still
But
legit.
just
You got to still do the same things as track track what you're spending and, and be fair to your patients.
Be fair to your patients. Just stop overcharging your patients.
You shouldn't. You're actually not allowed to overcharge. It is. Well, you're only allowed to charge them the cost.
Yeah, you're supposed to. In the state of Colorado, you're only supposed to charge the cost of.
And if you want it to stay that way, then you have to, at least, like patients shouldn't have to complain that they can't get, caregivers.
It's just so sad that we have to still, and I'm talking not just to like legal caregivers, I'm talking to you too. If you're just an underground grower, I know you got to make your profit, but that some of your people that you're plugging for are just trying to have a quality of life, just trying to live one more day, just trying to be pain-free. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just
shout out to those caregivers that are doing it right and holding it down. Yeah. Just Jen, you were in here earlier, and I don't know if we gave you shout outs for helping us through our trip, and because some of those are, like those lollipops were bomb.
Those lollipops were really bomb. And also, if you've ever driven through Kansas, don't ever do it again. No, I mean, it is a trip, isn't it?
But she's so also working,
it's just
hustling. So check her out if you need a caregiver
in Kansas City, Missouri, or beyond. So yeah, it's just really frustrating that Colorado's laws are replicated in other states. Like, we are a lot of times the blueprint for where they start with cannabis legalization. And to see us just like let our patients just fall by the wayside, like to not even care about the people. It's just, I'm not stupid.
It's just, the licensing. I think that there's several reasons why several facilities did not continue forward. It was license renewal time.
Yeah, it's money. It's money.
Renew and
mouth breather right here.
Yeah.
Look at his little, because he doesn't have his bottom teeth anymore. Yeah. So we don't have. So there needs. Okay. So here's the thing.
Super imbalanced.
It's really imbalanced, and here's the thing. I think that if we're going to eliminate medical stores, medical facilities, then we need to implement a new law in adult use facilities. Yeah. And that new law says, if you're a medical patient and you have a medical card, you've gone to see a doctor, you have a medical condition, not only is your purchase tax exempt, but also you can purchase your carry limit.
Yep.
Y'all want to make money. If I come in and can buy 2 ounces as opposed to 1, if I come in and can buy more concentrates, if I can come in and buy more edibles, like I might not be able to get 1,000 milligram edible, which is what I need.
Those taxes don't go to your facility.
They don't go to your facility.
Go straight to the man.
If I can buy 1,000 milligram edible on the medical side, then I can buy 10 of your edibles on the adult use side. I can buy 10 of them. Okay. Because I can't now get my medicine because you've closed my medical facility. So those are the laws that
you've converted to,
or you've converted it. Yeah.
Facility.
Those are the laws that really need to be set in place and enacted in order to really do right by the medical patients and by the people, and for the Constitution to be upheld. Honestly, we have a constitutional right to medical cannabis. What they'll say is you have access to cannabis, but no, it's not medical. It's not medical cannabis, because now you're price gouging me. You're charging me extra taxes. You're charging me recreational taxes.
So we have to sue the state. Is that what we have for her?
Should we? We should sue the state. Who wants in?
But we'll I'm so right. This is. It's been.
Let's find out how to file a class action lawsuit against the state of Colorado.
And again, I do work for clinics, and I work for for the patients, and so it's hard to tell patients that. I'm sorry you have to, you still go through this process, but we've got to keep this medical system alive. And we do have to, I don't know how it's going to start, but, every single patient that I talk to, I'm like, we've got to start standing up for our rights again in Colorado. We got snowballed because we let it. We just let them write whatever regulations, and no one was there that, not that no one was there. I think that there were definitely people in the room that stood up for it and were tossed aside or disregarded. And
because their voices weren't loud enough on their own. That's why you have to get involved. I know you guys are super excited for those of you who have cannabis legalization in your state, whether it be adult use or medical. I know you're super fucking excited for that. But in order to maintain your laws in your favor, you've got to be involved. You can't just let it be. You can't just let it pass by, because they are going to do whatever the fuck they want to do. You know that about everything. Honestly, about everything, not just cannabis. Use this practice for everything. Like literally everything. They do shit behind your back all the fucking time. All the fucking time. And by the way, it's almost 2024. Shouldn't cannabis be legalized by now, according to the campaign promises that we were given? Do y'all know this man is about to run for president again and lose? He's going to run against Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis.
Yeah.
And
let's take a moment of silence for that.
They're going to let him. They're going to let him. They're not going to primary him or anything. They're going to let him because he's an incumbent candidate. He's almost dead. Listen, this isn't ageism, because let me tell you something.
There's videos of him straight falling, and you know what happens when people start falling.
Let me tell you something. About how not, there's a different, listen, how old is our president? Like in his late 70s, early 80s, something like that, right? Okay, there is a difference between somebody who okay. We're about to go to the Dead and Company concert. He's 78. Thank you. We're about to go to the Dead and Company concert this weekend. I got tickets for all 3 nights. I'm fucking stoked. You guys don't even understand. This is their last tour with original members, some of whom are 80 fucking years old and rocking the shit out of these fucking concerts. They're like fucking wailing. Okay. I would elect Bobby Weir for president. He's fucking, that dude's strong. He got his shit together, like he's still standing. He ain't falling down. Listen, all I'm saying is there's also a difference in brain capacity at the, like a lot of people.
Right. And is he doing anything to stay healthy? And
yeah,
in the sense of like being able to keep on trucking, because
keep trucking.
Yeah, for real. Again, we smoke the plant of life, so we and
he won't even legalize
and
it. And he's the reasons you can't write your fucking student loan off in a bankruptcy. Joe Biden is the reason for that. I don't want to be that person, okay? Listen, I don't want to be that person. I certainly don't want to see another Trump presidency, and I certainly don't want to see a DeSantis presidency. I mean, are we going to be in like hoods and red robes and shit? Are we going to be like, blessed are the fruit? I mean, I'm going to be on a wall if that happens, okay? Listen, I don't want to see that, but we can't put this old man up for fucking an option. He's not an option. They said he was going to be a one-term president when they told us to vote for him last time. I know. I'm just we're almost there. I'm just checking the time. We're gonna hit that mark. It's almost 4:20 on the West Coast. Holla at Eureka for this torch lighter. It didn't fully get it, but it gets it.
Holla, kind of King Palm.
Holla at King Palm.
But
KP Queen, right? Wait. I don't even know.
23?
KP Queen 23, maybe. 2023? 2023. Holla, holla. It is 4:20 on the West Coast. And you know what that means. It's time to smoke. And it's time for Would You Rather. Dun, dun, it's like a game show. Dun, 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 dun,
Would
dun,
you
dun,
rather with
Would you rather? Oh, a couple of things, upcoming events. July is National Hemp Month, so we're gonna bring some hemp facts to you next month. We might be attending an event, tabling an event on July 10th. We'll let you know. We're pretty sure about July 31st, and August 8th is National CBD Day. We might be doing something that day too. So just mark your calendars for that. Okay. These would you rathers are hard. Is everybody back at their computer? Are you guys back at your computers and back at your phones? I know that you guys just set us down and kind of walk away and do your chores and stuff. We super appreciate that, by the way. Keep doing it. Keep doing what you do, whatever it takes. But come back because we got would you rathers. Where's the ashtray? So are you guys ready? Here we go. We're going. Hold on to your blunts. That's good. Would you rather move to a new city or town every week, or never be able to leave the town you were born in?
I know people that have never left the town that they were born in.
I certainly know people like that as well. Not even for a vacation. It makes me sad for them.
It's a different mentality, I guess.
Yeah. I'm never going back. Well, first of all, I was born in Philadelphia, so I wasn't raised there. I was raised kind of in a lot of different places, but I spent my high school years in Lancaster, South Carolina. That's how you say it. Okay. I don't want to argue with you about it. It's Lancaster. You can say whatever the fuck you want, but that's how it's pronounced when you go there. So you get your ass beat or you don't. I don't know what to tell you. It's a small town, but they are fucking feisty as fuck. They will fight you. I will never go back. I will never go back. Never. I will never go back. I will live out of a suitcase every fucking day of my life before I go back to that town. And that's what I would consider my hometown. That's what I would consider my hometown.
I would go back. I do go back to my Florida hometown. I have been back to my Oklahoma hometown. But yeah, I don't wish to ever go back to Florida to live.
I don't want to spend. Yeah. So it says it says where you were born. So that's what it says. That's what the would you rather
well,
says.
then I would also be living in Seoul, South Korea.
There you go. You would just be in Seoul, South Korea for the rest of your life. You would be so different. You would be so different.
Probably be a K-pop star.
Oh, girl.
K-drama.
You would be so different.
So different.
I was born in Philadelphia. I don't want to spend every single moment of my life in the same place where I was born. I don't want to. I love where I live right now. I love it. Love it. I love this house. I love it. However, and also, I get to be on the road a lot, and that is very important for my survival. Because otherwise, I would feel very trapped in this house that I love. So
Another Meadville? Is that, was that Medville? Is there
a
I guess there's-
proximity associated with that we would understand whereabouts that might be? Oh, by the way, it's Lancaster, South Carolina. It's Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I just want y'all to know that.
Just like here, it is Buena Vista, whereas in Florida it would be Buena Vista. And yes, they also have another one for Florida.
And there's a Charlotte, North Carolina, and there's a Charlotte in Michigan. Spelled the same. So spelled the same. This is your geography lesson for the day.
There's another one.
There's, I'm sure. I mean, just like,
yes,
yeah,
there are several, but
northeast corner. That tells me absolutely nothing. What city is it near? Is it near a big city? Is it near like a Pittsburgh or a Philly or is it near Lancaster?
I don't know where.
Yeah. Neither of those are helpful for
Northwest.
Let me tell you how I failed geography. I am.
We'll look at a map. But
I won't.
Regardless,
I won't look at a map.
I'm gonna go with it's probably not near a big city.
It's probably far away from a big city. It's like, so yeah, I would rather travel every week, even though that gets exhausting because I've done something similar to that, and that does get exhausting. But I would much rather that. I would much rather that than to be stuck in. No, thank you. I can't be stuck in one place. I am a full nomad. I am nomad. Okay, it's 2 hours from Pittsburgh. See, that helps. That's helpful. I am fully nomadic. So when I said I'm never joining the military, I lied because I needed to not, because I was almost stuck in Charlotte and I was like, I can't do this. And I listen. Here's my origin story, sort of. The beginnings, okay? I was engaged when I was like in my early 20s. We had been together for like 5 years, I think. At the end, we had been together for 5 years at the end. And so these are like during like these like important years of your life, you know? I was in my 20s, like building a home, okay? People do it. I'm proud of you. It was not for me. So one day after spending my entire life saying I was never going to join the military, my parents were in the military. I didn't want to do that because I hated as a child. I think I hate as much as it gave me like culture and stuff. I hated moving around so much.
Was it that you were leaving people that you had established friendships with? Yeah. And it like exacerbated my my detachment issues, like my, or my attachment issues, if you will. So I would have to like leave my friends every 3 to 4 years, and we didn't have no fucking internet. Okay. Yeah.
We didn't keep phone number. Like our phone number would change when we went to the new place. So there was like, we could be pen pals, but how often does that happen, really? I mean, you think it happened a lot, but it didn't.
I kept in touch with one of mine until I think she got married. And then I did find another one on Facebook, and now we're friends on Facebook.
Some of my childhood friends from when I was in Virginia, when we lived in Virginia, found me on Facebook and reconnected with me.
There's a couple people I wish I could find, but I know their first name.
Yeah, I feel that way too. I feel that way about people from there's a guy from my high school that I talk about sometimes. But anyways, it wasn't a love situation. It was he was very protective of me situation, and I question whether or not he was real because nobody knows who the fuck I'm talking about. It's crazy. Okay. Anyway.
A drop dead Fred situation.
Maybe I don't know. I mean, he called me on the phone. It was like a landline. So anyways, so yeah, we moved around anyway. So I said I was never going to join the military, and then I realized how stuck I felt. this is how the military gets the kids, by the way. This is it. It's poor kids, poor and on the edge of middle class kids. So I'm engaged. I'm unhappy. Not because he's a bad guy. He's a great guy. I just shout out to that guy. If he ever sees this, he won't. But he was a great guy. He was my first introduction to my relationship with cannabis. And it was a positive one. So it was just like, he was great. And he was just like he loved me. Okay. He loved me. But they're just like the chemistry, I felt like it had died. I was in my 20s and playing like a housewife, and it just like, that's not me. Like, look at me, that's not me. So anyways, I call my mom one day and I said, I'm going to make this long story short, I swear. I called my mom one day and I said, I can't do this anymore. And she like thought I was like losing my mind, and I was ready to break up with this dude and just like move on. I had to get the fuck out. And I did all of that. I got out. It wasn't like, oh, I got to get out, I'm being abused. It wasn't that. It was not that. Okay. It's just like, I felt like not independent. Like I felt dependent on him. And I was like, nah, I gotta get my own spot.
Yeah.
So I did that, but then it wasn't enough. I was still like in this space, so I joined the Navy. And
you broke it off with him before you joined
I broke it off with him before I joined the Navy. I broke it off with him, and I moved from my little town that I went to high school in. Shout out to Lancaster, South Carolina. Holla, Bruins. Woo! Go Bruins. So I left there. I went up to like Pineville, which is like a suburb of Charlotte. And I stayed in this place with this guy named Tom and his German Shepherd. And I met all of his like waspy friends. They were super waspy. Don't get offended. And yeah, then I joined, and then I ended up joining the Navy because my this guy that I like really just loved and was friends with, and we had like a rocky thing, but we remained friends until he passed. And he was in the Navy, and it kind of inspired me. My cousin had joined the Navy. She's a little younger than me. And so I was just like, if I did join, I wouldn't be the Army, because my parents were in the Army. I didn't want to do that. And I was going to join the Navy. So I did. I ended up joining the Navy. I joined the Navy to get out of my town. Okay. That was just one of the would you rathers. Oh, sorry. We just got into that whole thing. Okay. We'll do the other two really quick, because we do want to go. We got shit to do tonight. Okay. Would you rather be completely insane and know that you're insane, or be completely insane and think that you're sane?
I will be insane
and know it. And know it. So it's, yeah. Because I think thinking that you're sane makes you more insane.
I think that people elsewise really look at you like you're fucked up. I think if you're insane and you're like, I'm insane,
they look at you like you're fucked up, and there's a reason for it. Yeah.
And what does that look like? I guess anyway, what is insanity to?
I think there is sanity in knowing you're insane. I think there's a piece of sanity in knowing you're insane, and I think there's more insanity in thinking that you're sane. So I would also choose number one. I would choose the first. I would say, that's what always worries me about like thinking about Alzheimer's and dementia, is I'm always like, do they know that are they trapped in there, and then they just can't and it scares the living shit out of me. I guess,
it's a question to maybe ask someone that still is lucid when, they go between knowing and not knowing.
I already know I'm insane. See, it's helpful. And knowing's half the battle.
And levels of, keep it all.
I know I am too.
Keep mine in a little compartment, right here next to mine.
Until it goes. It's fun. Okay. So yeah, I think I would love to have that conversation with somebody who has still lucid periods. Like, what does it feel like to not be in your lucid state? Like, I'm curious about that because it does run in my family. Sort of. My grandmother had late onset dementia, so. You guys know I spent all of last year thinking I wasn't going to make it to 46, right? So I didn't even think that I was going to have to worry about. It's morbid. We'll talk about it later. Okay, what's the last one? Would you rather get a postcard every day from a stranger in a different country? Now, you do not have to respond to all of them, but you would get a postcard every single day from a different person in a different country. Or would you rather just get a 10-minute phone call with anyone in the world you choose just once a year? So you don't, nobody else, just this one person, 10 minutes once a year, or daily written communication from people you have no idea about, that you don't know. You will wallpaper your walls with those postcards.
Yep.
I would make a little book out of them and then just like put them away. Like, this one was very interesting. I would put them in stacks of the most interesting, and like I would put them in categories.
Yeah.
I would categorize them.
I would do them on the wall too.
Yeah, but I would stack them and categorize them. That's what, yeah. But listen, y'all see how much we talk, right? Especially me. One 10-minute phone call in 365 days is not going to do it for me. Then I would go
and you
insane.
have to choose one person.
Which person are you going to choose?
And yes.
And then everybody else gets offended, and then you got to explain it to them next year when you choose them. Like,
Yeah.
If you choose them, I may never speak to my mother
everyone
again.
Else gets to just write letters. You can write letters to everybody else, I guess.
Yes. What do you think, Nugget?
No more phone calls. It's like
that. I would do the postcards too.
Postcards.
Also, people who write stuff on postcards, and sometimes they get interesting, and sometimes the postcards are really interesting. I would like to be the type of person that could take the postcards and like make a different piece of art out of them, like a face. You know how people take little pieces of art and then make like a Tom Hiddleston face or whatever. I would want to do that. Like the other day I watched this it was a sped up video. I don't know where it was, but they were on like a gravel parking lot, and then they were just taking bigger rocks of darker color. They made a cat face, like a legit one. Yeah, you were like an art, like not like a 5-year-old drew it, but like it was like a painting.
Yeah, like they could pull all the colors and shades together to create that.
And I was like, how does your brain work like that?
I'm
Anyways,
not that kind of visual art.
I'm not either. It makes me sad.
I love seeing it though. It is freaking mind-blowing. I love the people that do like the like sand art where they like make the imprints in the sand and it gets washed away. It's a lot of work.
It's really cool though.
There's a dude that does the rocks too. He does like, it almost looks like that but with rocks.
It's dope. Anyways, purchase from a local artist, you guys. It's summertime. Go out. There's art shows and there's farmers markets and stuff. Go check them out. Also, don't forget to look for Queen Kitty everywhere you go. We got to update this list. We're in a few places: Magpies, Cloud9, Lively Daycon, The Roost, Animus City Theater, Durango Aesthetics and Wellness. We're in Nature's Oasis. Anywhere else? Omni Bagels and Durango Sustainable Goods. We're also in the mountains, Pier 13 in Vail, Bottle and Cork in Edwards, Smoke and Bra in Frisco, Dark Horse Liquor in Craig. Is there one more down here?
Yeah, it's the House of Vibes Coffee in Frisco. Silverthorne.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, go check that out. Make sure that you have your calendar set. We are every Wednesday at 4:20 Mountain Standard Time. That's 5:20 on the Central, 6:20 on the East, and 3:20 on the Pacific West. Yeah. Pacific time.
Pacific.
Correct. We are
and 3 hours behind in Hawaii.
in Hawaii.
And there's what too.
Kalukalukalawa. I don't know. That might have been offensive. I'm sorry if it was. I was just making a dirty dancing joke. Sorry. She says she still has to sing. Sometimes people request. Anyways, she doesn't have to do anything, but people still like. Anyway, that's rude. Don't mess with her. So you guys, be nice to yourself. Put your mask on before assisting others. What do you forget your line?
No. I was just remembering which scene you were referencing and why. It's because of your shirt and dirty. Yes, and it's the sister, not
Lisa.
Yes. So that. Sorry. Yes. Cultivate love. Bring it to you.
I said, did you forget your line?
No.
Oh my gosh! And as always, stay lifted, stay gifted, and this is it. I love it. All right. See you guys on Wednesday, 4:20 Mountain Standard Time. Mark your calendars, tell your friends, and we'll see you there. We're not doing a Discord today because we gotta go get ready for this event. Okay, peace out.